Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Boxing Boxing. Now, man, Gervante Tank Davis, man, listen, Gervante Tank Davis, man, he is a monster, man. He was recently sparring an elite level fighter, man. If you guys didn't know, Danny Garcia, former unified lightweight champion, former WBC champion, Danny Garcia could not stop this guy, right? He couldn't stop him. Who am I talking about? Ivan Brecek, right? My boy Tank was inspiring him, and he was destroying the guy. Everyone's talking about it. Now, Gervante Tank Davis, man, his head's gotten big, man. It's gotten big. And he's taking the AB route, and he wants to spar Errol Spence Jr., man. Now, this is a quote, man, from my boy Gervante Tank Davis, and he says, and I quote, "We've been texting like we want to fight. If he hits me, I'm gonna be like, nah." But we're really talking about sparring, said Gervante Tank Davis on his wish list to spar Spence. So there you guys have it, man. You know, he's talking about getting text messages with Spence, and you know, he's saying it's his wish to spar Errol Spence Jr. And you know, this is on his bucket list, man. This is something he wants to style on. You know, back in the day, it used to be a thing to not talk about sparring, but these days, man, you know, with COVID-19 happening, no big fights happening at the moment. You know, there is no code. We're in an apocalypse right now. We're in the apocalypse. And Gervante Tank Davis is styling on these elite level welterweights, and now he wants the champion. Now, I say this is the AB route because Adrian the Problem Broner, you know, he went up to welterweight, but before he did, he sparred rising star at the time, he wasn't a champion, Errol Spence Jr. And it didn't go too well for Adrian Broner. There is rumors saying he got stopped in sparring. And, you know, Gervante Tank Davis, and it's wild because when Broner did it, he was a 135-pounder fighter. And Gervante Tank Davis right now is a current 135-pounder fighter right now, the champion. So, that being said, you know, we're going to see how this whole thing unfolds, man, with Gervante Tank Davis and Errol Spence Jr. I think he's going to want a campaign at welterweight, man. I think Gervante Tank Davis, the great thing about him is he can fight anyone at welterweight, and people really can't call it a trade though because it's so high up in weight, you know. So Gervante Tank Davis can fight someone like Danny Garcia. He can fight someone like a Zab Judah. He can just fight a big name, Chris Algieri. He can fight anyone. He can fight really anyone, and he'll get a lot of respect for it, you know. Now people talk about how Gervante Tank Davis, he did fight at 140, but that, you know, that's one and done. You know, he fought Gamboa for the WBA regular title, or lightweight title, but he's going back down to fight Leo Santa Cruz at 135. So that was like more like a big name fight that he took at 140. But I mean, he's really a smaller fighter. Everyone knows that, right? This Leo Santa Cruz versus Gervante Tank Davis fight is gonna be a big fight, but I think after that, man, he's gonna pull an AB and go to a campaign at welterweight and fight some big names. You know, I would really like to see him versus someone like Mikey Garcia. I mean, there's a lot of big fights he can make at welterweight. Sean Porter. I mean, the list can go on and on. And like I said, he doesn't need to fight an elite level opponent. People will give him a break just because he's so small. Going up, he's basically skipping a weight class. Because, you know, like I said, I mean, that Gamboa fight went to round 12, and Gamboa had I think it was a torn Achilles. I don't know exactly what he tore, but it was one of his legs. He couldn't really move it too well. So, you know, if he had problems stopping Gamboa in the 12th round, then he's really small for 147, and he should be really given leeway into who he fights, you know, to more get accumulated to the weight, or just to get his feet wet. You know, sometimes it's not about who's the best. Sometimes it's more about style. And style-wise, Gervante Tank Davis can be matched up with a lot of elite level fighters at welterweight, and I'd be really excited to see it. After you spar someone like a Errol Spence Jr., you know, that should really give him a yardstick to tell him where he could be at 147. Because a lot of people think that there's like a consensus that Errol Spence Jr. is the most dangerous fighter at 147, the most talented, and has the brightest future at 147. Yeah, people can talk about Manny Pacquiao, but Pacquiao's a little older, and you know his time is limited. And Terence Crawford, I guess we could say that too, but realistically, you know, everyone's under PBC, everyone's under the other side of the street. You know, Gervante Tank Davis fighting a Terrence Crawford is highly unlikely. But I mean, hey, you know, if they can spar, why not, right? But let me know how you guys feel about it, though. I mean, this Gervante Tank Davis versus Errol Spence fight, sparring, I mean, can it be big, man? Can it be pay-per-view? I'd pay $5 to see that fight. I'm not gonna lie. I'd pay $5 to see that sparring. 4 rounds, all out. Yeah, let's do it. You know, it's crazy to see these fighters fight, because when they spar, they might go all out, but they got headgear on and they got heavier gloves. But it really shows their stamina. You know, it shows their stamina really well. To see how good they are in sparring. Plus, it's just rare to see when people spar, they're usually not in fighting shape. What I mean by that is they haven't dropped their weight to they're fighting in, which is, you know, Gervante Tank Davis is 135 fighting. But in this article, Gervante Tank Davis was talking about, you know, he wants to spar him when he's down like to like in his 150s or something like that. And so the guy is actually, you know, he says, and I quote, 150 or 152 pounds. So, you know, Gervante Tank Davis is a big dude, and he could possibly hit harder, you know, before the main event, before he actually fights in fight night. I'm pretty sure Gervante Tank Davis hits harder at 52 pounds or 150 pounds than he does at 135. You know, now Gervante Tank Davis could be quicker at this weight class, but I definitely think he has more energy and it probably hits a lot harder when he's not, you know, in fight shape. When I mean fight shape, I mean like, you know, around the 135 area, you know. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. You guys think Gervante Tank Davis will fight some big names at 147? You guys think because like I said, sparring Errol Spence Jr. means a lot. It means a lot. I mean, why are you doing that for? Who's going to prepare you? There's no fighter at 135 to prepare you. There's no reason to fight Errol Spence. He's a big dude. He's strong. He's southpaw. He's a body puncher. Why are you fighting someone like that? In my opinion, it's in preparation for a bigger fighters, stronger fighters, and fighters that are more durable. You know, i.e., campaigning on bigger weight, fighting big names. You know, even big names. They don't need to be the biggest star as far as boxing-wise goes, as far as having titles. But I'm talking about this big names, period. You know, I already talked about the Zab Judas, the Danny Garcias, you know, the Andre Bertos, things like that. You know, let me know how you guys feel about it, though. I thought I'd talk about it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geobox Empire. Peace.